Welcome to this TCG Scrubs podcast attempt, at least. I'm Colin.
I'm Oscar.
I'm Joe from Joe's Corner.
I'm Zach from also Joe's Corner.
And I'm Michael from Nothing.
I like how Joey had to throw that in.
Yeah, I know. I saw
that. Just so people will know him.
I'm trying to build my brand.
You might remember me for such places as Joe's Corner.
And also Joe's Corner 2, the sequel. And the most popular one, okay, you might remember me from Joe's Corner 2.5, actually.
It was actually his corner.
When there was actually a corner involved.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to keep a corner going? Like, that was your thing, and you live in a house with multiple corners, yet you couldn't find one?
I thought he lived in a circle.
Maybe. But the point is, the reason Joey chose that corner was so he could lay out his victory poses and he won the tournament. He's like, yeah, welcome to Joe's Corner. I can't help if you see this victory stuff over here.
Was this all like a ploy for him to launch his modeling career? Because those were some intense poses.
I mean, he was attempting to do hand poses, but that didn't work out. So he just went for pure body. And, I think he did pretty well. That's why I shipped him over to California. We're doing well.
Doing fair for yourselves.
Doing well here.
What was the video that you were gonna upload? Was it a Joe's Corner or was it something else?
Oh, recently? It's App Adventures.
Yeah.
Or
we have a list. Should we get the list of rejects out?
You can go.
I'm gonna get the list of rejects out.
Was it
delayed to make it better? Because I remember him saying it wasn't that great.
No, this one's pretty good. I feel like he was talking about the other Joe's Corner was delayed. But no, this is like a new thing we're doing. It's called App Adventures. And we come up with silly acronyms like
Astonishing Perfect Pairs. Okay, that's a good one.
Just move the list.
I just moved the list. Okay, I need to sit down.
Awful Pun Program. Ample Pizza Pirate.
My favorite, and you can is Angry Panda Parades. Because I feel like that just embodies everything I ever want.
Yeah, and basically, it's us, and we do reviews on apps that are coming out and stuff. Like I just did a review on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which I've been playing for a little bit.
Still playing it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And so it's pretty good.
What level are you in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links?
The max level, he's +1.
You have. So basically, you do stages, and I'm stage 38. Yeah.
That gives him an understanding. Yeah, 38 out of nothing.
38 out of 50, technically.
Yeah, that's much better.
But yeah, it's not too hard to get there.
I just gotta play every day for about 4.
To talk about, about what's in the video and stuff.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I also made one too. Okay.
Yes, Zach.
That's where you see the dabbing Totoro that I sent Colin.
Dabbing Totoro.
Yeah.
I wish I could bring up Snapchat on this window. Actually, that would be awesome.
we can just tweet out a picture of the dabbing Totoro.
Do that
with no context whatsoever.
Oh, some weird stuff comes up if you Google dabbing Totoro. There's some weird paint drawings, and also a girl doing weed, I think.
doing weed.
What are you, an old man?
All those kids today doing weed.
Here, I'll put it. This is what pulled up here, and that right there is the weed girl. And that one's my favorite. Apparently, people have a very loose grasp on what Totoro looks like.
Yeah.
It's all up to artist interpretation, really.
No, it's pretty much one artist's interpretation.
Oh, what's a Totoro?
Have you seen a beanbag chair?
Yeah.
Splitting in that beanbag chair has been sitting in the same spot over and over. So the front part of it's kind of discolored, That's a Totoro,
And then
except
it's
with an
Totoro.
umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah, and then add the umbrella.
And the dad.
You got it.
Oscar. So this was your idea. What was your
It
what's
was.
your what are your hopes to do with this
Well, I had
podcast?
some talking points I made, like everybody's opinions on the new black white ruler,
The
up.
foldy fold.
the foldy fold.
Is that what we're calling him right now?
I
I'm
can tell you
calling it.
my
Tell you
I
my
don't like
opinion.
it. Okay, I don't like it at all.
You don't
I
like
don't
it?
like change. I don't like change, and I don't like card.
I don't like the
think-
folding idea of it. It's
I
kind
don't
of
like that.
it's kind of dumb.
Nah.
Folding's gonna
I'm-
make it lose a lot of value if
I'm-
you use it to play.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for gimmicks, so I really like it. I'm pretty excited.
Like I might, if I ever play the ruler, just proxy it, so you don't have to keep folding. If you judgment that often, I guess.
It depends how good you are if you have to unfold it for that second judgment. So, because I assume that doesn't happen often, so it would stay
20
folded.
counters.
It's a lot of counters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
you also have to survive long enough for that.
Hmm.
And if people see that, they're gonna want to Black Moonbeam the shit out of it before it. Because if you're able to get that final judgment, I can't see many ways you can lose the game at that point.
You can just like build up 20 counters before you even judgment the first time, huh?
Yeah, he's still susceptible to Moonbeam, though. I mean, I guess you
Yeah.
could build an anti-Moonbeam deck with Refuge and stuff, but I'm pretty excited for him. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's a cheese fest.
Yeah. Joy will love it then.
No, it's not. I like fast cheese. Like slow cheese is just too dumb.
A platter of cheese, if you will.
All right, so I have a question about it then.
Uh-huh.
What do you guys think about it? Since my worry about it is that playing with it it'll lose value.
Oh, I agree.
What do you guys think the value of it, the card itself, would actually be? Like, do you think it's good enough to be?
I
Like,
think because
how
of its,
Lumia's in the 30s, or is it just going to be another
I think
If
it'll
face set?
it'll get to the point also in the future. I think because of the deterioration, if you have one that's near mint, that the value of near mint will be above the average of regular near mint cards because of its rarity to find one in that condition.
I think it's a collector's card, not a player's card. So like they're most likely going to be mint.
Is Lumia really $30 now?
The full art.
Well, she
But,
was, yeah.
The,
I don't know
but,
if
but,
It's kind of insane.
US dollars, TM.
but Michael, I think you were asking like how much you think it's going to be worth, right? Like just
Yeah.
when we get the boxes, open them up. I think if it's worth anything, it's just because of the gimmick of it being a folding
just-
card.
Okay.
And if it's a weird thing like where they make it maybe more rare than your normal rulers just by a factor of 10% or something like that, it might automatically boost it.
I just wanted to see what the packs feel like.
Yeah, if Wayne is gonna make its way from Pokemon to Force of Will finally.
See, the only reason that's a threat though is because there's tons of Pokemon at like Walmart and Target. There's not much of Force of Will there.
It's starting to make its way into there now.
Yeah, it's a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I bought the last few packs in the local Target like a few weeks ago, and I went back and they haven't restocked it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
think they
well,
just
because they're
Do
just
it
testing
like
it.
once in a while.
Well, they
Yeah,
might
And they
be
also skipped
testing
a
the
few
market.
sets.
That's true.
I think because of the demand right now, that if the demand, like I was telling Michael, so Legacy Lost sold out for briefly, Vingolf 3 sold out. If Return of the Dragon Emperor keeps up that pace, then this has a chance to gain like a huge amount of momentum, assuming they can actually fix their problem and keep the product in stock. That the demand is so high that we can start building some traction here, and it'll become pretty big.
California has a problem finding those cards. Not just those cards. Card shops actually sell Force of Will. Joe and I went to 2 or 3 of them, and they're all like, "Yeah, we sold them, but we don't do that anymore." Like some of them had like their table was a placemat of Force of Will, and they don't sell Force of Will, so it's like
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I feel
That's
like that's like kind of an issue with a lot of areas.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're in like the Orange County-esque area. There's not a lot of demand for card shops in general. So the people who go there are just hardcore Magic players.
Yeah, like Magic's definitely like a big thing here, and you know, we are down in where not a lot of places might not play it.
Yeah, yes,
But-
that's why I preference the Orange County. Yeah, thank you. You're a sweetheart.
But I did wish that it was like as widespread as Magic, because
Yeah, because I still
Well,
get to own a
Magic-
single card.
Magic's been doing this for what, 20 plus years? And Force of Will's on what, year 5?
No,
Well,
year
it's
year
like year 1 or
3,
2.
3 or 4.
3? Oh, really? Is that?
Well, if you
wow,
include the
they're older.
Japanese release,
Well, that's what I was assuming that because, but
Oscar,
I'll be.
don't you know this, Oscar?
no, he said he had to be right back.
Oh, did it? I was like,
Somebody
man,
hates
Oscar's
that.
quiet. I forgot about them tater tots.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I had to go get his tater tots. So basically, what you guys are saying is that area is really focused on Magic. That Force was going to have a real hard time breaking in.
No, not just Force of Will. Any card game that's
any other
not.
card.
Yeah, any
Okay.
card game that's not Magic has a hard time.
So
because-
it's something that.
Well,
they have to deal
it's
with.
twofold because space in these areas is a lot more expensive. So card
That's
shops
true.
aren't as big as they are in like Texas or other places. So it's just on what's most valuable on the shelves. And right now, and for like 20 years, it's been Magic.
Right. Yeah, because it carries its value pretty well.
Yeah. Plus, like drafts and stuff like that, they have set people who just go there every Friday, and they have a different schedule. They'll either have to do it after or before, or have a completely different day. And sometimes like those days don't work for drafts and stuff. And that's the biggest way to get people to come in and actually buy cards and get cards is having events. And I don't know if you guys go to a lot of like just weekly events, but I feel like that's a main driver for the Magic here.
Yeah, and Force Will does.
Yeah, I mean they have tournament events, but like I don't think there's like draft events and stuff like that, which is a big hindrance to a lot of SoCal players at least, because they want a reason to go to a card shop on Friday so they don't
Right.
feel alone playing World of Warcraft.
that was one of the
I'm not. It's when I shipped in a.
that was one of the problems. I'm working. I did a couple of interviews for that documentary I'm doing for Kaijudo, and that was one of the problems. They said that hurt it a lot was up until the final 2 sets, I believe, of the game. None of the booster boxes were big enough to be draftable, so they could never do drafts or anything like that. And that was something that they felt really hurt the game, that it just couldn't recover from early on.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, right, you could just buy like a Munchkins card, play that casually with friends. What's the drive of getting new cards and doing that? Is the fact that you can, one, there's new cards coming out, but 2, that you can make new decks and play with them all the time. That's for at least most people. That's what it is. There's people who like to have one deck and use it forever, no matter if it goes out of standard. I think Joey is one of those people. I played his Magic decks and they've never changed. But I mean, without the community buildup in local areas, it's hard for a game to expand in the region. Just simply even selling online is kind of hard. That being said, there is the tournament at the LA Convention Center later this month, actually.
Yeah, that should be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for that.
No, the ARG.
Yeah.
Or is it still that? Or...
It's AGP. That's 2 different companies.
Oh, okay.
Get it right.
Hey, I'm
Oscar
still
coming in,
new to it
drop
all.
Some knowledge on us.
Mid tater tot. No, I'm sorry, I got dropped on the.
Hold on,
I came
this
in,
can't
I was like,
this
"Who's
can't
the
fly.
boss?" I don't know what we're talking about anymore, but let me listen for a little while. While I'm mute and eating.
This is my idea and all, but I'm gonna be right back.
So I'd be curious to get your take, Zach. But Joe and I started talking about this, and I realized we should wait. So, are you aware of Star Wars Destiny?
Is that the card game you've been playing?
Yeah, with the dice.
Yeah.
So what they just announced is essentially what they're going to be doing is at the beginning of each year they're going to release a booster box called the base set, and then they're going to release 2 other booster boxes throughout the year that will be expansions.
Smaller ones.
Yeah, expansions to that. They're all going to cost the same, even though the expansions are smaller. And at the end of every single year, all of that will instantly rotate, and you're going to start new the following year. So even if the expansion had just come out 3 months prior, most likely, You'll use it for 3 months, and then you basically won't be able to use it again unless they come out with a legacy format type of thing, is what they announced. And so a lot of people are now getting out of the game pretty quickly now.
That is rough.
Not just that, but base set came out for this run in December, and the first expansion doesn't come out till May. And there's not enough product to even go around for base set for everybody to jump into the game.
And I believe they announced they will not be doing reprints of base sets, right?
Well, this run will have a reprint.
Yeah.
It'll come out in June, but future ones won't.
So if you decide you want to play Star Wars Destiny halfway through the year and everyone's sold out, you're sort of SOL.
Yeah, to me that sounds just awful and would not want me to in the game for two reasons. One, you have to focus directly on that game, and not even Magic players typically focus on just Magic. And two, 3 months isn't that long for only one pack, right?
Yeah.
It's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough variety of continual change to be like, all right, 3 months is fine. You just buy a few here and there, make some stuff so it's not just ironed down. Like in the first month, there's going to be like probably 3 top decks to play, and that's kind of it. And then for 2 months of just that's going to get real stale. From a player standpoint, like at a high level player standpoint, that'd be really boring.
Yeah,
Casual standpoint, it's fine. So if they're going for a complete casual standpoint, great. But casual card games usually are one-offs where like you buy a box and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And you never change your decks for like ever, even if they add new cards. There's no point. You already bought your box. You got your fun out of it.
Yeah.
$60 of enjoyment. So yeah. I think it's a horrible decision. It sounds like a desperate decision to try to get like quick buck, quick turnaround. And if it manages to build up, cool. But I think they're on their last straws, it sounds like.
I think most of the competitive players are already selling out of it, if they haven't already.
Yeah.
And that's rough, because when did it come out originally?
December.
Yeah, so it's not even been out 4 months now.
Yeah, I'll still like now I won't get into it, but I'll still like do it casually because my thing was like, it'll be super awesome if they do like events when a Star Wars movie is coming out, for example, and you do this whole thing. You play a Star Wars game, then you go and see the movie and stuff. It'd be a really cool like just experience, but I don't think I'll really spend money on the product per se. I'll probably just have a deck, make one deck at the beginning of the year and just keep using that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'll just use the same deck for a while. There's no incentive to get more.
Yeah, exactly. So I was pretty bummed out because I've been really wanting to get in. Well, I already bought a booster box and a couple starter decks, because I was planning to get really into it because I really liked the
Yeah, I mean,
idea
that
of
makes
it.
sense. The game isn't dead. I mean, it has a chance to come back, and obviously they could change their policies at any time. But it sounds like there's a disconnect in their business standpoint where someone's like, no, we need money and I can't give you any more money. Oh, so let's do this policy. Well, if you look at every other card game ever that's succeeded, that they don't do that. So like innovation in card games isn't like that drastic. I don't think you change out your way you deliver cards, because I think that's pretty much ironed down on how you do it. Now, spoilers alert. Now, I think Force of Will does that pretty trollily. Just here's one card. Oh, here's another card. Oh, here's a J ruler, but not the J ruler you wanted. So I think that's a pretty good way to keep the hype up. Like they have all the cards, right? So like I think that's a good business standpoint from them. And like that's why they're starting to grow a little bit more in the United States. I can't speak for foreign countries because I can't even speak their language, let alone understand what they do for cards. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I think Force of Will, yeah, they should move. I like the way they do their spoilers. I feel like they should move them back a bit so that they don't have situations like what just happened. So everything should already be spoiled, so there's no chance of a store ruining the surprise of pulling it up on your computer because you just get these screenshots and stuff.
Well, I feel like they have in the past. Like we've had spoilers occur sooner to where like at this point in time, we've seen everything except for like 20 cards or 15 cards, and we go and we find out like a couple of chants we didn't see before.
Yeah. It is kind of weird because we're about to do pre-release this weekend. Yeah, and they still haven't spoiled the J ruler that we all know exists.
You gotta leave something to imagination, okay? That way, when you open up the pack, you're
Wait,
what is this?
you can't say leave it to imagination after we already saw her take off her clothes. Like, there's not much left. We know it's there.
No, sometimes you can turn off the lights and just.
I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they haven't shown it. Is because everybody's already seen it. There's no need to spoil it if it's already been spoiled.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
Well, you should have. It's in our text chat now.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no excuse at this
talking
point.
about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I meant the Third Amendment.
That's the right one.
Yeah, no, it's totally not the.
Yeah, no, so that was my sad news for the day was hearing about that.
Yeah. People's sad news.
Did Joey? Did you get a chance to look at the promos I told you?
No, I didn't.
Oh my
What
god,
promos?
the world's promos.
Oh, I got it. Got the pictures ready.
Oh wait, yeah, I'll pull them up here too.
Boom, upload.
Things that I will not be using
Yeah, pretty much.
include these two.
Pretty much. They're pretty bad.
I
His
like it.
face looks so messed up. Wait,
They
wait,
always look like that. The world's cards always look like that.
Oh yeah, there's worse ones off. Let me I'll find it. Y'all look at that and talk about that one for now.
Oh, come on. I just wanna. Please let me.
He looks like at least the Lightning Strike to me looks like it's a arcade game in like the late 90s where it's trying to be like call back to all the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Old man
I think
Colin.
that
Oh yeah.
I think the Charlotte one is decent. I mean, they're both leagues better than the other world promo that they had.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
that was the last one, huh?
That
I
one
don't
was
like
terrible.
the art style for Charlotte. I don't know. It just looks funky to me.
I think the full art Vingolf version of Charlotte's better.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing the Vingolf over. I mean,
I don't know. I'll probably play the world's ones. I like it.
do you think since Lightning Strike is already pretty valuable, do you think this is gonna raise in the value or decline it?
Probably decline.
Just
I mean, it's gonna be a promo you get in the store. It's probably gonna have like a peak when it first comes out, and then slowly decline. Unless it's not a normal promo like the way the Timekeepers were, where it's like a special version of a promo, and those are still expensive. It's the only way I see it holding value.
okay.
And then they had the Morgiana here.
Do you have that one?
Do you see that, guys?
No, I don't.
No.
But I saw it earlier on Facebook. That was just the regular.
It's just
regular.
the old Morgiana, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that one looked pretty cool.
Oscar didn't like it.
It's just for Wonder
I didn't.
events, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
just
for
Wonder.
Yeah.
Oscar didn't like it though.
I like the original better.
You're crazy. This one, it looks like something from Aladdin or something. It's cool.
Oh, why'd you choose Aladdin? Huh?
I don't.
Jeez, Colin.
I mean, Scheherazade looks nothing like the region from where she's come from, but
I don't know, more. Yeah, more.
I think it's a dude in Force of Will, actually. Scheherazade's supposed to be a female. Yeah, the original art's pretty
Yeah,
decent.
it's way better.
I mean, they're both really good, I think, in my opinion. But I would like to see the original Morgana in the full art form. That I think would be really good too.
What else did you have, Oscar?
We can talk about spoilers from Tuesday or Monday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They weren't that great.
Oh,
Or we
no,
could
no,
talk
they-
about- I got a topic, guys.
Okay,
Alright, dude.
okay.
What? And this has nothing to do with card games.
Oh
What?
my God.
What is your guys' like policy, or what do you think? Like, imagine you were delivering pizzas, right? Imagine that's your job.
Yeah, that's hard to imagine.
Is it understood that if someone opens the door with just underwear, that it's not sexual, that they're just lazy, that's why they ordered pizza?
It
Yep.
depends.
Or- Yeah, go ahead.
No, okay. Here's how I see it. One, it depends on. Obviously, I think the main thing depends on. So, say they open their underwear. Like, say you're a male delivering pizza, and a female opens in their underwear. The deciding factor is and how they pose and
No.
their voice.
No. I think you're thinking too much into it.
I try to envision
I
the
wanna know
scenario.
why this came up because now I'm picturing Zach either delivering pizza or he was the one picking out the
Well,
pizza
alright,
at the door
spoiler alert, I
in
have
his
pizza
underwear.
over. And Joey's numb to my attire, but I did answer the door with very little clothing. I gave him a tip. It's fine. He didn't seem like it mattered to him.
Was it a tip or the tip?
It was the tip.
Best kind of chick.
So,
But I mean, what's protocol around that? Because I feel violated. He eyed me. He eyed me up and down.
I don't know if I.
Yeah, but
Alright,
you opened the door
okay.
like that.
Yeah, alright.
I didn't say
Eyed up and
sexually,
down.
but he eyed me. Okay.
I'd do you too. I'd be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Oh,
Well-
what do you think? You think I'm not lazy? I'm more.
See,
Too lazy
this
to throw
this
the
is
pants on?
this is a different scenario than what I was led into.
I just asked.
You
what's
assumed
the
it was a girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you
no,
just-
I gave us. I said in a specific instance where it's a male delivering to a female. So
Yeah, what,
now,
in the universe of Aladdin, like, come on.
What about
if it was a female to a male, it's the exact same things. It's all the exact same things. I was just trying to. I had a specific scenario in my head, but
Yeah, sexy.
so it would depend how Zach handled the situation.
Well, I mean, hypothetically, Zach, we don't know if it was him.
Well, okay, fair point, because Joey is weird, but I think you're okay. As far as the eyeing thing, you're that's a given. You're gonna have to accept that if you answer the door like that. I think that's a given.
Well, okay, all right. What if I accept that and then I see like a smirk? Like, how much
All right.
Alright.
If it's a condescending smirk, then you just give them a smaller tip. Is
well,
all.
no. See, I didn't know what kind of smirk. It was like one of those half, like, you didn't want to show that he was smirking. Like, he could have been, like, laughing internally, or he could have been, like...
He's holding it in.
Like, I don't know how to feel right?
Well, how much bulge was there at the time? I think.
Oh,
that might have been what he was. That might have been what he was smirking at.
Or the-
well, he
or the
did
lack
give me
of bulge.
soda, and I did turn around and put the soda on the floor, and then turn back around. So I cannot promise you.
How
anything.
much eye contact did you make?
Wait. Was
Oh, I stared him in the eye. It was great.
it in response to your nakedness? Because that doesn't bode well for you, Zach.
I hate you so much. No, I mean it. I think to me it looked like a wow.
This
I looked like okay.
this sounds more like Zach is trying to find validation, and like it was a good smirk. He's trying to make sure it was a good smirk.
I think it was just like, dude's getting pizza at like 10 o'clock. Like, he opens the door. He's like, half naked. Like, oh, haha. This guy's like me. This is something I would do. If I was delivering pizza, I'd be like, dude, fuck yeah.
I see. Yeah, I'm thinking of like, yeah, if I was delivering pizza and someone answered the door, I'd be like, yeah, this guy gets it. This guy understands what life's about. Is just not carrying and eating pizza.
Okay, so then follow-up question: when do you need to put on pants? Like, if you go to the get mail, do you need pants?
Yes.
It depends how far the mail is. Depends how far the mail is.
My thing is, you.
Are you in a robe?
You shouldn't open up the door for pizza without pants.
Okay. You're not naked though.
Right. But
You go. Well, I mean, my underwear or whoever's underwear it is that we're talking It is the same like orientation and style of like swimwear, and not like Speedo swimwear. It's like like board shorts kind of speedwear. So
Boxers.
well, I don't know what the name of it, but it's the hybrid of them. Yeah.
Boxer briefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah. So it's not like you're walking around completely naked.
Yeah.
But like, what if you have a shirt on and no pants, and you go get...
I think you need to ask yourself, what would Jesus do in that situation?
Okay, this particular scenario is not me. Okay.
Okay.
I have noticed this in our current complex, and I just want to know your guys' thoughts.
I definitely think if it's like an apartment complex, you should have pants. Like if it's your own mailbox, then yeah, go for it. But,
So
Yeah.
like in all the old movies where they're like clearly see that they're in underwear, that's fine. But you think if going to a communal airspace that it gets a little bit intrusive?
yeah, like if it's your own property on your house.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fine.
yeah, for that, I don't know. Yeah, you're going out in the public, but technically you're still on your property. So.
As long as your swing set isn't swinging in full view, I'd say it's fair game.
No, okay. So we're in the legal boundaries.
Well, yeah, I'm not outside of legal boundaries. Just in general things. Like I don't care as long as there's no swing set. I don't care.
I'm a very, I don't know.
You're very
Private.
what? Hold on.
I'm a very private. I wouldn't say conservative. I mean, I'm conservative with myself. Really, I wouldn't go walking around in my underwear.
Well, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
I
someone-
don't know why you're being defensive. This wasn't.
Someone might mistake me for a tree and try to chop me down or something.
I've seen Colin walk around in the
Be a
house.
swift
In the
child.
house, yeah. And my goddamn house, you better not say anything, Joey.
Well,
Man,
your house extends to your mail. It's not like
I'm not gonna walk to no, because
Okay.
our mail is down the street and to the right. That's a
Oh,
different
yeah.
scenario.
All right, well, then I have a follow-up for you. Let's say you're at a pool, right? Like a community pool, and someone is swimming in their underwear. Is that
No.
acceptable?
Oh no. Well, what? Okay, if you're talking about, it depends on the underwear. Because if it's like boxers, then when they get wet, they have very high chance of not only being see-through but being
No.
very cleany.
Remember, all this no genitals will ever be
No,
seen.
no,
okay?
but
Because-
cleany.
Tidies aren't see-through.
They're cleany though. If I could see the outline, that's of male or female. I do not want to see that.
I don't know. Wait, male or female?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, outline was oddly specific.
Yeah, one of those.
Joey.
Okay,
No, female. Yeah, that's fine.
so we've established that Colin is just pants no matter what. But any other takers? No.
I don't know.
I
For
wouldn't.
me, that'd be more of like a hygiene issue.
No.
I feel like underwear are pretty dirty, and I wouldn't want to be swimming. I mean, already pools are pretty messed up, but
I mean, hold on.
It's
This is
more
a
like-
whole different topic. Why do you think underwear is dirty?
because it's on your ass.
Okay, but I mean, you're still putting your ass in the pool. It's not like that's not going in the pool.
I know, but what
Ooh.
I'm saying is like the idea of underwear is that it's dirty.
I'm not telling you to sit down on a communal toilet. I'm just saying
No,
to sit in the pool.
I get that. I'm just saying the idea of it and seeing it in my head, I'll be like, oh,
Okay, all right. Let's
it's
change
dirty
this.
now.
Let's change this. What if you see a female doing it then, huh?
I'd still be the same way, but I'd probably have a little wood going on there.
All right. Oscar, you haven't said
It
much
starts
about this.
sprouting.
I want to know your thoughts.
It would be a little bit weird. I'd be like, does this person not afford a bathing suit? Like, what's up with this?
Okay, follow up. I don't own a bathing suit.
Hmm.
So you're telling me I can never go to the pool?
Oh, that's true. All right. But pause real quick. So this situation, yeah, because this situation actually happened. Joey, you were there, right? No, at the bachelor
I
party.
was there. You were there.
Because our friend, we were at a motel, and in the middle of the night, he decided he wanted to go for a swim, so we went down the pool, and he went down to his boxers and got in the pool, and then we got yelled at. But Yeah, I didn't care actually. So I don't care actually. Yeah, like it was the same
once,
as.
But again, this is a specific scenario where they're just going swimming.
Yeah.
Right? They have other clothes that they're gonna put on. It's just they don't want to
Yeah.
get everything wet.
At the end of the day, it's better than a speedo. So. Yeah. No. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
Speedos should be worn with pride. I was on the polo team, so I wore speedo.
What about banana hammock?
No.
Ooh.
I feel like
There's a fine line between a speedo and a banana hammock.
It's a really fine line, though.
It's a really
like some would say, it's not a line.
It's just about a few strings of fabric, actually.
Okay, that's I think that answers Joey's question about that.
That was definitely a Joey question.
No, he just was too afraid to ask, guys.
That's Joey.
That's so Joey from Joe's Corner. Zach is actually.
I think we should end on that.
Oh man.
Yes, but back to cards.
Yeah, cards are great. They have speedos sometimes.
actually-
Oh yeah, Oscar, tell us about that game that guy had you play.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. So, I'm teaching Force of Will to nobody that ever shows up at Kid at Heart every morning at 11 a.m. And I'm sitting there waiting and just playing games with some other guy. And that dude shows up. We play a normal game of Force of Will, and he goes, "Hey, can I show you a game that I'm making?" And we're like, "Sure, we'll try it." And it's a panty raid game. And you're in a was it fraternity, right? And you're a pledge, and you're trying to get in. You have to have the most panties at the end of the day. It was just really awkward because I had to say panty like every 10 seconds at a store where like 2 tables over, they're teaching kids how to play Pokemon.
Oh wait, Kate. Background for me. Is it like a card game or is it?
It's kind of like a I think it's supposed to be like a board game, but like the setup is just cards, and you're pulling a card, and it's like, oh, okay, you're in a situation, and are you gonna get help? It's like, yeah, cool, you got help, and you get a couple of pennies. There's tasks that you do that each card says you do, and it has dice.
How
So
old was this with this character?
I'm not sure.
Ballpark.
30ish.
Like-
I'd say right around my age.
So like a guy who's not allowed to wear an overcoat, right?
An
Like too
overcoat?
old, too old for an overcoat, or too middle aged for an overcoat,
Too middle age for an overcoat.
and not
Yeah,
allowed to be at a park alone, kind of thing.
perhaps.
Oh God.
I'm just trying to establish
Game of the
character.
Minnow.
I'm trying to establish character scenes, okay? Because when you say panty raid, I immediately, because I'm a child at heart, imagine the Mr. Krabs panty raid.
Oh, that was my first thought too when I thought about it.
So I'm like, oh, that wouldn't be too bad. That's kind of funny. You could have some, rated the wrong.
It's mostly awkward because of how many times you had to say the word panty on the cards. And like I said, there's kids there learning Pokemon.
Well, they're learning other things too.
They just go home, mommy. What's panties?
Panties isn't like.
I want to
I don't
rate.
think that's that fun.
I think the context of how Oscar was saying it probably matters too.
Well, to be fair, who just says, "Hey, want to play this game that I'm in the middle of making"?
Well, okay, no. That actually reminds me
Just
when,
playtesting
when
it.
you and I went to Friday Night Magic.
Joey, speak up.
And then so Zach and I went to Friday Night Magic almost like
3 weeks away?
About 3 weeks ago. And we had this guy there who was like really into this game.
But not into dressing up.
Yeah, it was this new game. It was like an MMO. I couldn't tell if he was like a dev or why he was like.
No, he wasn't a dev. He was
kinda-
just.
Okay,
I know this because he sat next to me and would not let me not watch his phone. You gotta really like this game as he's munching on candy, falling down his unbuttoned shirt, and he's not a thin character.
Zach. Yeah, Zach's embellishing the story.
No, I'm not embellishing the story. I'm giving detail to the listeners. Okay. Anywho, so I still don't know what the game is called, and I don't care. I'll be honest. It was like a really in-depth look at all this crazy stuff you can do. It's an alpha though, so you have to spend a lot of time in waiting for it. It's like, well,
yeah, he kind of gave us this whole pitch about it, and it was really weird. Why
he was looking for validation on his lifestyle and his choice of playing that game. Because the first thing And once again, this is character development, guys. This is me showing you the character. This is not me bashing. This is me showing the character. Okay. First thing that I see is a guy who clearly is down on his luck. Walks into the store like, "Hey, is this Friday Night Magic?" And then the store owner will be like, "Yeah, we're just waiting for a few people." It's like, "Cool. I brought my resume." It's like, whoa, it's what's going on here? He's like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to apply." And then then sits down and just pulls out his phone and shows me the video. No context. We didn't start a conversation. it just all of a sudden happened, and I'm like, "What's happening?" I look over at Joey. He's like, "Oh, let's watch the video. It's fine.
No,
it's fine. I'm
I
Joey.
I never remember that.
See, at least the guy who I met led me into it. Like, hey, let's play a game of Force of Will, and we finished. Like, can I show you another game? And I'm like, sure.
No, that sounds just like.
I like to change your voice. Can I show you another game?
Yeah, like that too. I was like, I guess.
So it was an interesting situation. Naturally, we watched the video. Joey's scanned off somewhere, and I was stuck alone.
No. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go check out this thing, and I was hinting to Zach that you should follow me along.
Not realizing you can't just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna," in the middle of someone showing you something.
No. It was like after.
We will discuss this off air.
We will.
We won't ever forget. But yeah, so moral of that story, though, is that game going to be made?
The one that guy was making?
Did you give it a yes or a no? Was it just awkward because you had to say panty?
I don't like saying the word panty out loud.
Is it just awkward to you, or
it's awkward to me?
What if there was no children around? What if you're a bunch of dudes and girls just at a party?
If it was like Colin and everybody's hanging out at the house, that's not an issue. But it was like, I don't know, we're at a store, and I didn't want to be saying that word out loud.
So you think it's like it was just an awkward place to play it?
Yeah.
So and that
the guy I didn't know. Yeah.
Well,
but no, it's a real game he's working on. He sent it to a printer to get made for his first run, and he was actually, I think, there to help to try to sell it to Seth, the store owner, to hold on his shelves.
Well, it's gonna be the biggest game in Texas now.
Like, was Seth interested at all? Or I feel
no, it was hilarious because he was like, "Hey Seth, I want to talk to you about this new game I'm making." And Seth's like, "Oh, I'm like really busy right now." There's like nobody in the store. He was like, "That's fine. I'll come back another day." Like, yeah, I'll try back another time.
Do you feel like he had maybe done this before?
He did, because he's made another game called something or other that was already on Seth's shelf.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
so it worked the first time.
Yeah, it worked the first time. I think Seth caught on and was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not buying this game no more."
It's like, this one isn't.
What game is on the shelf?
I don't know what it's called. It's some weird name.
I think it's called
Munchkin
Munchkin.
It's probably like bra rating, right?
This is the spiritual successor to that.
It's called the keg stand. Just keep it with the fraternity theme there.
So what is your other topic besides receiving pizza in a slightly sexual manner?
Well, so now it's sexual.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we decided it was not sexual.
Yeah, don't bring up something.
Don't change the rules of engagement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was say, have you worked in a pizza place before? Because I know you enjoy pizza.
Not directly worked in a pizza place. I almost opened a pizza store. We had a recipe and all that, but the financials changed at last minute. They upped the rent, and we canceled. So that didn't pan out. Not literally pan out. Food kid, that was a good dad joke.
I meant your dad.
Oh, shut up. But no, we can do Oscar's things first. He's got a few more, I think.
A few more what?
Do you not have a few more stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I do. Here's a good question for Zach and Joey. So why are we not getting commentating videos? What's taking so long with that?
Ooh.
You've had that for like 3 weeks already, or not, if not more.
Ooh.
To be fair, we are moving this weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
I give you that.
We're in the middle of some drastic stuff.
Yeah,
Very,
we're in some transition things.
very, very difficult. Very.
And
heavy.
more importantly, I don't know how to edit very well.
I told Joey 10 times already. I said, if
I
y'all
don't
just want to
get-
voice it, I'll edit everything together. You worry about nothing else. He's like, no,
Okay.
no, we got it. We can do this.
I think I've said
We
this
got
in the
plenty of
past.
time.
Joey and I have, mostly Joey, poor communication skills with one another.
Yeah.
I'll hear something and I won't tell him, and he'll hear something and he definitely won't tell me. And so I was not aware of that. But I mean, we can do
I
voiceovers.
thought. Okay. I actually thought that I was going to talk to you about it.
It's okay. When I come home, Joey has no time to like tell me his thoughts. I'm just like, let's do something. We're doing something. Wait, I got to read.
Yeah. So I get on. I'm like, I wonder if they're working on those videos. Oh nope, Zaxxon wrote a photograph.
But you know,
Yeah.
we can do it. It's not hard. I enjoy it. The only problem is
that was going to be one that, like, when you brought up that we didn't have like time for it and stuff. I was going to say that all we have to do is record it, and then Oscar will.
Yeah.
Oscar can edit it.
yeah, but we finished most stuff on our plate anyways now, so we could probably do it. Also, I'm a little better at editing
I
now.
suppose.
I was shit. I had to ask Joey every gosh darn thing.
It's great to like start off.
Joey, if you know me, and if listeners can take this,
Yes.
I'm a narcissist. I think I could do everything great. Like I can answer pizza. Really, I could be a fat, just like with already pizza sauce on me, and think I could pick up whoever comes to the door. Whether or not they're gay or straight, I could pick them up. They could be married. They could be with their spouse. And you know what? If I wanted them, I could get them.
Who delivers pizza with their spouse? Really?
What if it's a mom and pop shop? And like you're the
Delivery
first
pizza.
customer, and they want to be like, "Thank you for being our first." customer."
That's true.
Already gave you a scenario. You're welcome. But enough about pizza. I feel like this is a lot about pizza.
I mean, pizza is love and life.
Yeah, says the guy who worked at a pizza place.
I worked at 2 pizza places, and I eat pizza every day. So,
Wait, what was the second pizza place?
well, at BJ's is I worked the
That's a
pizza
normal
section.
restaurant.
No,
Yeah, those
no,
are
I
normal.
can attest that at minimum 60% of the food we serve is pizza because it is
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
you serve is pizza at the pizza section.
I think that's
Work at
about
the pizza
all
station.
I order when I go there.
Yeah, if you work at a bar, I can guarantee you at least 60% of what people order is alcohol.
Also, people have a weird fixation there
With
when,
pizza?
at lunch when they come in for lunch with really shitty quesadillas, buying shitty quesadillas from us when I worked there.
Colin's views do not represent the views of TCG. Please sponsor.
No. Oh, yeah. No, actually, I genuinely like BJ's food, but quesadillas are definitely.
Oh, that turned quickly.
Well, you made a valid point, and I heard possible free food, so.
Okay, so one question I have is, what do you think of people who wear gloves when it's not cold?
It depends.
Are they Michael Jackson impersonators?
You can tell me you like certain types of. Let's say you have no idea what it is. You're from afar. That'll be the first scenario. And the second scenario, it'll be like they're playing cards and they have like a special like glove that they use. Maybe just even one glove for their left hand. Or something. And but you don't know what it is. You haven't talked to them. You just see them with this.
See it with the glove.
Yeah. Like, what is your general perception of this?
Outside, not in a card game, I would say, oh, maybe there's something wrong with their hand.
Mhm.
In a card game, I would say they're way too into it. And you don't need a racing glove for a card game.
What if?
Oh wait.
What if,
talking about that
it's
one
Yu-Gi-Oh
YouTuber?
style, right?
Was it Yu-Gi-Oh style?
Gotta pull up those Yu-Gi-Oh not headphones. Yeah, you guys know.
Yeah, I was gonna.
the dual discs.
No. I'm talking
Oh,
about
yes,
the
the ones with the stars on the side for Duelist Kingdom.
Sure, yeah, there's those two.
Those two.
So what you're saying is they're
Talking about
playing,
fingerless gloves.
Oh, well,
I asked because Joey has a pair of fingerless gloves on this. They're for his arthritis.
what?
This is Zach.
No, this is Zach talking. Joey, please.
See, I was gonna
Watch
say.
that video real quick right there. You're talking about like those type of gloves. Just jump in the middle, because that guy wears those gloves all the time.
Yeah, this is also a guy that I brought up. He does a lot of Force of Will stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was wondering, what's up with that?
I don't know. I mean, I
And
personally don't like it, but it's his thing.
For context, the guy we're talking about he's got what looks to be wrist guards, on him. So
It's DMO73. I think anybody watching us has already subscribed to him. He's the biggest Force of Will channel right now.
well, this is the pizza podcast, so
I was gonna say gloves. As long as it looks cool, I don't care. If they're like,
define cool. I mean, that's a matter of perception.
no, like say someone walks in and they're about to play a card game and they have like say leather fingerless gloves and they have a cool leather jacket, like someone straight out of an anime. I'd be like, all right, maybe if it doesn't work, like I respect you for like going all out and doing that. Like that's cool. If it's like fluffy gloves or mittens or something like that, I'd be like, fuck you.
I feel like you're super sexist without knowing it. Oh man. So you're telling me? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say you could tell that Colin really, really, really wants to wear a leather jacket and leather gloves to the card store now.
First off, the fact that I own a leather jacket and leather gloves has nothing to do with this.
Wait, are they leather fingerless gloves? Wait, hold on.
No, I have fingerless gloves and I have leather gloves. I do not have leather fingerless gloves.
Okay, you can't wear like full gloves to play a card game. That's just weird.
Well, no, you could because I have driving gloves, and the grip I assume would be good.
Hold on. Now you have driving gloves.
I don't actually use them, but I have them.
Like Ryan
He's wearing
Gosling?
callous his hands.
Yes, like Ryan Gosling, except sexier.
No, you can't be sexier than Ryan Gosling. I turned gay for him.
That's right.
First off, you can be sexier than Ryan Gosling. It's called Hugh Jackman. Oh no, it's called Stephen Amell. Fuck that.
I don't know why I had the urge
No,
to put
Hugh
on these
Jackman
gloves that
was
Joey owns,
sexiest
but I'm putting them
of the year, like the most years running,
on.
wasn't he?
Why would you do that?
Yeah. These gloves fit me well, Joey.
Pretty sure he was.
But first of all, Ryan Gosling is the same, okay? Or Goosling, depending on if you want to call him that.
No, that's only if there's multiple of them.
Well, he's got multiple of them. He's got a baby goose.
I thought goslings were goslings.
No, that's geese.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, you're thinking of geese. Honestly.
Michael's world was just turned upside down.
Yeah. So back to this. So it's a no on the gloves.
No.
I say yes. I say yes as long as they're not fluffy, and it works with their outfit.
Like,
Joey, speak up.
It works there.
yeah, I don't think gloves never.
Nope.
But
I just got a dirty look because I'm wearing the gloves.
Yeah.
I put them on mid-conversation.
yeah, no. But I do think that if you need them, you shouldn't really care what people think and just do it.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: is I think people wearing the gloves don't care.
Yeah.
That's why they're wearing them.
I mean, you know,
I wear them for arthritis.
exactly.
That's cool. But I also don't wear them all the time, and I don't typically wear them to play card games. Like I don't have set gloves to wear card games, and I don't have driving gloves. You thought I did one. I had workout gloves. That's different.
Oh, that's true. I do have workout gloves. They're handy.
Yeah, literally they're handy. That's clever.
Oh, my workout gloves are fingerless too. Ooh.
Yeah, typically they are. Like,
Well, yeah, but it's got the whole wrist thing to help with wrist. But they look cool too.
are they leather?
They're probably fake leather.
Do you mean leather?
Yeah, I assume.
What,
I haven't
you
pulled them
say
out.
leather?
I'll be honest. I haven't pulled them out in a while. if we're having a confessional right now, I have genuinely no idea where they're at.
Enjoying the married life, I see.
He's got different leather now.
Okay. On that, let's go conventional style. Oscar, you have anything to tell us?
Nope.
No, nothing
No.
at all.
No. Why? Do you know something?
No,
Why? Who'd you talk to? Goddamn, Jimmy is talking again.
What's Joey been telling you?
Okay, let's go for more character development again. So the first time I met Oscar was actually in
Colin's
person. Was Colin's wedding, and I sat next to him. He was a nice guy. I would not get up to get second food. I would just stare at Oscar and be like, "Hey man, you look pretty hungry." He's like, "You want to get more food?" I'm like, "No, you want to get more food." He's like, "We can go get more food." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I'll go with you." You know, I didn't want to look at it like it was my idea, but it was clearly my idea, and he was okay with that. So he's always been a sweetheart in my eyes. But
Aw.
I'm hearing things, and this is not from Joey, but I'm hearing things that I'm making up in my head that
Okay.
sound like you're secretly like a bad boy.
Uh-oh.
Like
I think that is from Joey then.
No, that is true.
well, to be fair, Joey does talk in his sleep, so I might just be thinking that's me thinking.
He doesn't.
Y'all share a room. He just lays there like, "Hey, Jack." And start talking.
we totally don't. Yeah. We're not moving to get more space. No, so Oscar, tell me something about you. Tell the viewers or listeners something about this, please.
About
you.
About
About
me?
you. Yeah.
Well,
So what irks you? What irks you? You know?
stuff that bothers me, like fingerless gloves, that bothers me.
Oh, fuck off. Fingerless gloves are amazing. Melissa likes fingerless gloves.
Oh, please, no more character development.
We have enough character development.
That's his cat. That's his big cat.
It's a type of cat.
No, come on, give us something.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like shaking people's hands. Kind of like people touching me.
Ooh.
That's fair. I don't like people handing me stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like Tony Stark.
Yeah, Tony Stark.
No, he's like me, guys.
It's based on you.
Yeah, he's based around my life, okay? Just like he's a little bit smarter, a little bit more, affluent.
Same
That's
amount of
fine.
babes, though, right?
No, I toned it down. Okay, I live a very, very nice lifestyle. I didn't want to, embarrass Joey too much. Is what okay, so that's something. That's okay. All right, Colin, you're next. Go ahead.
What something
Give
that
us-
irks me?
Yeah, something that irks you.
Oh, bother. Well, one, since we're having this conversation,
No, it's actually
It's small.
yeah, ants irk me
Like when they crawl on you, or just in general?
in
Like
general.
you see an ant outside, you're like, "Damn, you ants!"
Something like that,
More like
yeah.
you runs the other
He's
way.
terrified of ants.
like you full Dinkelberg that, like Dinkelberg. No.
A little bit. We'll go with that, yeah. Yeah,
What were you gonna say?
I-
Wait, what?
Well, I'm not a fan of ants.
But you like Ant-Man.
Yeah, no, I love Ant-Man. Everyone's, some people are afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of ants. It's a normal thing.
Wait, you're afraid of them? Hold on, I didn't know you were afraid of
He's
them.
terrified.
This is more character development.
How scared, like, say Melissa is of spiders.
Stop name dropping.
Think of how scared any woman ever is about spiders, and that's Colin with ants.
First of all, don't say sexist things
And
like
spiders.
Those
that.
are sexist things.
Jeez, if any woman wants to get spiders out of my house, I am happy to let you. All right. Now moving up the ladder. Let's go with Mike.
Wait,
Mike.
I kind of want to go back to
Something.
You want to go back to the ant thing?
Yeah.
We want to talk about the ant thing. You think it's weird?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's weird?
Because
All right, hold on. Let me get some context. I wasn't born like this. I didn't born the free ants. No, it's because I had a couple.
Context. It's still weird.
I had a couple encounters where like I was weed whacking for my grandparents. I was weed whacking, and their backyard, and all of a sudden like I felt like a pinch, and I was like, eh, and I felt another pinch, and I kept happening. I looked down, and I was covered in red ants, and they were all biting me, and so I ran, and it was to the point they were biting me enough that I was getting close to throwing up and stuff, and so. It was a super bad experience, and then the following week, I went and weed whacked again, and the exact same thing happened again. And ever since then,
So what you're saying is you didn't learn your lesson the first time.
It was a completely different area. Like,
You should know that ants are literally everywhere where we grew
Well,
up.
no, but
Red-
there's two different types of ants. There's red ant. Well, there's more than two, but there's
There's-
two
yeah.
different categories. There's ones that will bite you, and there's ones that are not smart enough to bite you.
No. There's a third category. There's ones that bite, because there's ones that bite you, and there's the ones that bite you and also insert poison when they bite you. And the ones that bit me also insert tiny bits of poison. They don't hurt you.
The fire ants.
I assume so. It was enough that it doesn't hurt you because they're not meant to hurt. It's not enough to hurt, but enough of them did it that, like I said, that I got sick from it and was close to throwing up. I don't throw up really, so I just got close to it. But a couple hundred ants biting you is one of the most terrifying things ever. And so I just haven't.
I've had that happen to me, and I came out perfectly fine.
Twice? It happened twice, you little bastard.
I was a kid, and I was like completely covered in ants, like little kid. They had to hurry up and take me inside, type thing.
Yeah, well, you see, it was different. I've also had like giant ants that are like an inch big, like bite me, and they're latched on to where you can't pull them off because they're latched on. It's a lot of different things, and so yeah, I have trouble with ants.
So is like an anteater your hero?
They would be if they didn't look like a weirdo.
How upset would you be if you just came home one day and there was like 5 ant farms just sitting around the house?
Pretty upset. I mean, I was pretty upset. We had an ant problem with our house, and I was pretty upset. I had an exterminator out the next day.
For character development, Mike lives with Colin.
So yeah, what irks you, Mike?
I'd have to say the fact that I can't wear my great grandfather's hat anymore without people saying that I'm just copying George R.R. Martin.
Well, it's because you are.
That bothers me. No, it's not, because I was wearing that hat before anyone even knew about Game of Thrones.
Here, I'll find a really old picture of you in it, and
Oh my god.
I'm looking at George R. Okay, that hat.
Yeah, it's the Greek fisherman's hat. Okay, I got this hat when my great grandfather died. It was one of the things I got from him. I loved wearing it. I wore it like every day to school and stuff. And then this was years ago. So then Game of Thrones comes out like after high school, and I can't wear it anymore. I mean, I can, but I hate when people just make comments about it. It's like, all right, whatever.
Are you heavy set with a white beard?
I'm heavy set with brown beard or brown red beard, but
I will
touche.
keep talking. I'm gonna try and find a picture of him on that.
I was just gonna be quiet from here on out. That was my goal. All right, so Joey, as I turn around to look at you, what irks you?
What irks me?
Yes, this is the real purpose of this.
The fucking long con. The long con irks me.
I always feel long. Hey, go ahead, Joey. What irks you?
Say your roommate.
Well, he already left Colin. It's fine.
Job searching.
Job searching.
Job searching pisses me off.
For character development, Joey doesn't have a job. And he still has no time to do voiceovers.
How weird.
Oh.
Girls irk me. It's another one.
Girls irk you?
Me, yeah.
What?
What
are you, 12?
I can't. No, well, no. I have difficulty getting girls. Okay, it's just a thing.
Getting girls.
Everybody has difficulty getting girls.
Like you want a van? It's like, what do you mean getting girls?
I should put it this way. Everyone who's worth
No, I got you. Yeah,
worth
I
getting
got
is hard getting. How about that?
Ha. Hard.
you. Unless you go to
Hat.
Thailand.
Is that the hat?
Hey, there's Mike. Yeah,
Yeah,
look at
that's the hat. And my grandfather's someone carving.
Okay, I think I found it. You're holding a gun. It looks like, so I assume it's this. Look how happy he is. He's like, I got a possibly
how
real
you
but
got
most
it.
likely fake gun. Woo!
Colin,
No,
are you?
It's a real gun. I was in the.
I don't think he has Discord open.
Property.
Colin, are you? Are you new? Are you new to Discord?
I'm trying to limit what's on my screen. I don't have Discord open. I don't think. Oh, I do. There it is.
Some of you should have dual monitors. It's a lifesaver.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know if
Don't think about it. Do it.
I don't know if my poor computer can handle it.
I gave you like a shit ton of stuff. How did your poor computer?
First out, you gave me a graphics card, which helped with my games like
Oh, I'm
immensely.
so sorry. Your 970 graphics card can't get into freaking monitor.
No, my processor is having trouble. It's my processor handling stuff. Anyways,
Back to Joey and girls. What was that?
Joey is upset because I keep telling him to download Tinder, mostly just so I could swipe right on his account, unfiltered by the way. I'm not gonna choose girl. I'm just gonna swipe right and see what happens, right? Which I did do. That's why he doesn't have it anymore. You still have it?
Yeah, it's just I haven't activated it.
Hold on, character development.
oh,
I haven't activated it.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. What irks me? Thanks for asking, Joey. No, you go ahead. You can ask me. It's okay.
Zach,
Yes.
what irks you?
You know what really irks me?
Yeah.
Is
He doesn't know.
I have no idea. There's a lot of stuff that irks me.
He was not prepared.
you
I
go
was
around and
stalling, I was
asking
stalling.
us, yeah.
All right.
That's all
Okay,
it is.
fine. What really irks me is when people will ask you a question and then 2 minutes later ask you the same exact question as if you never told them the answer the first time.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking about like.
Oh, what do you mean very specific? You chose ants. You can't get any more specific than ants.
Yeah, but the difference between a theme and a scenario.
What? An Oscar is fine with people not touching him, but me? What is it?
Well, okay, to be fair, I forgot to go back and revisit that with Oscar.
The revisit what?
Ask
People
you more
not
about that.
touching
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
For context, I was able to give Oscar a hug.
Yeah.
It was not a sexually filled hug, but it could have been. If I wanted to. I could have turned him gay, I swear.
I swear.
But yeah, no, the reason shut up. The reason that irks me is well, for one thing, I just don't want to keep answering questions. Because it's all about me, guys. All about me.
Well, I already knew. Yeah.
That's why I like you. See, you already knew it was about me. No, I'm sure there's other stuff that irk me, but that's something. Another thing that irks me is walking around without pants on and people judging you. that kind of irks me. Why can't I just walk around? I'm not sexually assaulting you. I'm not even making eye contact with you. What if I want to do yoga on my balcony? That's fine. Whatever.
I
Thank you.
I feel like we're yeah. Oh, whoa. I don't know if I want to dive into that.
No, you don't. No. There's clearly social issues with that. Not social issues.
I feel like there's some issues, childhood issues also deep rooted.
Childhood issues.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel like we could go down a deep well.
We should with Oscar.
Ooh.
What?
Oh.
Oscar.
Why did everybody always go there when I say that?
Who hurt you?
I mean, technically, I don't like people touching me either. I don't like getting hugs from people I don't know. It's always weird. Like people you meet for the first time, but they're like, "Oh, I know you because you're dating my cousin or something like that."
I've got a story for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So have you ever guys, seen people who are just on the street begging for money?
Mm-hmm.
We in America like to call those homeless people. Yes.
Go on.
So I occasionally, from my place of employment, will walk to a mall to eat lunch because I don't ever prep lunch. On one of such occasions, I was walking alone because, frankly, I kind of wanted to be alone so I could play some phone games and didn't want to talk to anybody. Then across the street, just walking there, and this guy's like, "Hey, you got any money?" I'm like, "No, man, sorry, I don't got any money." I clearly lying. So I come back after eating my lunch with a soda bottle. He's like, "Hey, how'd you pay for that?" I'm like, "Oh, I have a card." It's like, "Oh, can you buy me food?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want some food?" So I walk back, buy him food, right? As to make myself feel better, because let's be frank, that's all charity is to make you feel better. So I buy him food, and he's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And I'm like, "All right, I gotta go back to work." Go back to work. Like 2 days later, I go back to eat because one has to eat in another day. That's how life works. And I see him there, and he got me a gift. It was a very odd gift. I accepted it, but I didn't know how I felt because he gave me like a cup that like he bought the cup and I didn't drink out of it. So it was just like a cup he gave me. Like I think he felt bad, which to me didn't make any sense. He's homeless and clearly he could eat the food. Like I don't care, right? It was like I with the Taco Bell. It's not like I got him lobster, right? He bought me a cup and I didn't know what to do with the cup. So I just said thank you and I took it and I went to go eat, and on my way to go eat, I kind of just threw it away, forgetting that I have to walk back past him. So I walked back past him, and he's like, "Hey, where's your cup?" And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Oh, God.
So naturally, you don't have any response to this, right? You can't be like, "Oh, I left it." So I just said, "Oh shit, I must have lost it. Sorry about it." Not the right answer. No, it's not what he's looking for. Because remember, this is like 20 minutes for him just giving it to me. So clearly, he either knows I was lying, or he's crazy enough to think that I actually did lose it, and that I just didn't care. So, needless to say, I crossed the street as fast as I could. 1 week later, I see him across the street. He's holding his sign, as cars pass by. He sees me. He turns around and he starts crossing the street. And I think, well, this is not good. he's clearly not going to give me another cup to compensate for that. What's going on over here? So, as a guy who didn't know what to do and was thinking, what should I do, run away or not? All of a sudden, he's in front of me. And he looks at me and he's like, "I forgive you." And he gives me a hug. And I really did not like that hug. I would much rather him have try to attack me with like a zombie virus and me turn into me in a zombie. Much rather have that. Give me a very dirty hug because I'm somewhat of I don't want to be dirty. And so moral of the story is I agree, Mike. I don't like strangers hugging me.
Speaking of homeless people, real quick, when I worked overnight at Kinko's and we had a drawer of cash, I remember a homeless guy came in to exchange some of his change, and I was like, "Sure, why not?" My hand smelled for the rest of the day after that, like homeless people.
Yeah, now imagine one giving you a hug.
Yeah.
No, I didn't give enough detail. It wasn't raining, but I was wet.
Uh,
There you go.
on that note, we should probably end it there.
Yeah. Thank you if you're still here listening.
Remember, if a homeless person gives you a gift, don't return back to that homeless person. They will probably remember.
Okay, bye.
Anyway, bye.